Add stage. There we go. That's what it is. I forgot to stage myself. Here it comes. So hope you all having a good day. Back to the RDS. Dug through my boxes last night. Pulled out my other RC Reefs RC 299 LP servo. It was for my Pro Moto, but I haven't had to really stick it in yet, so I've left it out. I do believe I got it in my other one. I have to double check. I can't quite remember. But anywho, we're going to put it in the RDS here. And then I'm going to go through and make some setup changes, which I should go ahead and bring those up so I can have them available. Should probably put my eyes on, make it a little bit easier for my old ass eyes to see. I need to come here. And this one. And then we'll bring her, well, I'll leave her here. I'll just full screen it for the moment. I should be able to just minimize that so it's out of the way. Pop over here in the studio. See what I got there. Oh yeah, just my own notification. Now, before I go too much farther, there's one more thing I want to do just for shits and grins. All right. Slow day on the RDS page. All right. Quick little bit of typing and just spread the word over on the RedCat RDS page for shits and grins. So hope everybody's having a good evening. Like the title says, we're going to be installing a Servo and Gyro, not ESC yet. That'll be later next week, probably next weekend. So we're going to be putting in the Reefs 299 LP in black, that's what I had here, and then a red Reefs Drift Gyro. So as you can see, I kind of half got her installed. So there's easy ways of half uninstalling this stuff. And the first thing we'll do is pop out. Oh yeah, you can see last night I went ahead and threw the wheels together. Had to set up the offset, and I'm not sure what they're right yet. I might probably have to take them apart, readjust the offsets. I don't have them fully put together yet. Still got to do a little tweaking on them. But yeah, I went ahead and redid the wheels, got those installed front and back. And the only thing I didn't see any wheel nuts with the kit. Maybe you don't get any, but I have these red Hot Racing that I kind of read. They're fuchsia red pink. So I went ahead and threw those on there. Back here for a minute. Actually, that's about the right height. small piece of pad on that on the bottom to keep it from sliding, and that might work out pretty good. So undo this, pull this screw out. Loosen this one up well. Pop these two out. And now just slip her up out of the way. We're going to get a little bit, that's enough. Devirgin the case. And even though I've got a programmer, I have yet to actually ever need to hook up a Servo and program it. I did plug into one just to check it out. Check a few things out here. Go backwards into the Servo install area. There we go. So it's got my other screws. Now I gotta pull those out. Pull those out in case I need a couple. Maybe I'll go ahead and put those together. Probably start digging around a little bit because I don't know where the box. I think. Close by and handy. Put these two here. Take all these pills and put them in with the other bag of pills. Rod ends over here. Just for shits and grins. Looks like I am missing one. I wonder if I dropped one around here. Because these are not just the screws for the motor they give you, but they're also your servo mount screws. They give you some pretty decent ones. I got other options, obviously, but these two pieces can come up there. I'm going to go ahead and add these ones in there. And drop both of my stop pins, so I might have to come up with something for that. Found one of them on the floor. Didn't even realize I had dropped them. I thought I had them installed. So these can go in somewhere. Those can go back in the bag. I'm going to need these before long here. Empty this bag. Haven't taken anything out of it yet. All right, so shock, fills, rod ends, battery, pills, and pills. Stock rod ends, shock, shocks, pill, shock. There's my other screw pin. What do I do with those? Where's that? It's right here somewhere right there. There's that, my stop. Okay. There's other spacers. I'm going to put these in here and get them off the tree. It could be a trash. Missing those. Interesting. I have to take a little look, see what those little four go for. All right, so the old original servo horn, so that's crap. My other spacer, it looks like that's going to come in handy when it comes down to mounts. Be for the shock. Okay, so I'm gonna, at least for now, a bag for pills. And then maybe I know where I can put these, but I'll have to separate them, but I'll do that another time. But I am going to peel them all off the trees. Bouncy one. One more tree. Okay.
Okay.
Drive safe.
Alrighty.
Go there. That can go there for the moment. Goes up there. This should be full. Yep. Hey. It should be a pretty easy install. It goes, yeah, servo horn forward. So pretty standard. Go in there like a so. Do this. There it is. Now it is. Snap and fit. Add a little bling. Picked up some space. I thought I might use them for the wheels, but they're going to be, I'm going to need some wider ones as well, so I'll order some more. But these will make perfect little bling washers. Probably got more in red, actually. I know I've got red bolts. Maybe I can do that. I did already screw those in. We'll just use the little red washers and keep the steel bolts. I got some blingy bolts for when I was doing the drag build that I never used or used a lot of on the one build, and they're red. Swoo. Closer. Make it a little better to see because I know it's a little behind there. I'm not always conscious of keeping it out in front of me where it's a little bit better in the camera position. Okay. Uno. Dos. This one's back in there. There it is. Okay. Blingsville. I had a little washer here, make her look blingy. Red washers for the RedCat. How you doing, Lair? Actually, no, it's not. It's the RedCat RDS and not the MTS or MST. Just built it over the last couple days for the most part. Obviously, it's still in roller form. Got to do shocks, put electronics in it. Added all, not all, but most all. Well, yeah, I guess I did put all the RDS RedCat upgrades on it so far. I haven't done any other upgrades for the moment, but I've got plans. How you doing today? All right, so this can go over there. So let's see. Really nothing else super exposed. That I guess these back nuts, but I got nuts I could use at some point for that. Okay, so if we put that there. Goodness, got a little gas. Let's see. Open sesame. So I should really kind of figure out body placement. I'm sorry, battery placement first. Got one or two ideas that might work. All sorts of little spicy pieces. You get 1, 2, 3 different connectors. Looks like a splitter, a straight female to male adapter, mini cable, or a mini end cable with the mini ends, and then a adapter with 2 male JSTs. I think that's what they are, JSTs. And a screwdriver adjuster. Slide that back in here. Put that in there. This. Thought I stuck it right there. Yeah. Good for the moment. Now she is a tiny little one. This one, I guess I should have grabbed the manual out of that thing too, because it's going to tell me all the little bits and information that I'm going to need to know for setup. I need a little bit of help reading this little ass thing now. Kind of sucks. 10 years ago would have been no problem without any glasses. Okay, RX and Servo. So the Servo comes here. Back a little bit more, just for a little more separation. So this has got, for the RX side, it's 3 and a pin out for third channel adjustment of your settings, which is pretty cool. So you're going to set this up and adjust it on the fly with specific radios. A lot of times they say Futaba, but Futaba's not the only one. Back up a little bit. Okay. On the cord. However, maybe a lot of cord, but it'll fit in some places you may not consider putting your gyro. You stretch that sucker all the way to the back. And I could stretch it all the way down. If I come out of there, so let me see here. Come up out of here. Got wire routing here. That's going to have to actually go out a little farther anyways to fit the body. So now let's work on getting the servo horn on. Actually, I'm going to have to power up and let's see what we can do. Should be right here. There. Okay, right now it's moving from 80 and 220. 147. 80 to 220. 180 to 100. 140. 70. 80. Yeah, 150. 147. That should be centered. We'll see. Okay. Now. Or does it? Going the other way, maybe. Go that far forward? I think it's that far forward. Yes, maybe. Too far back. Okay. didn't have so much shitty finger dexterity anymore. Be a lot easier to do. Easy to have it the other way. What'd you end up ordering? The MSD? I'm assuming you mean drift wise. Need other eyes on for this too. I'll pull the body out in a few minutes because I want to kind of line it up anyways and start looking at mounting options. I picked up a body from Protoform, owned by Proline, and I got 71 Firebird. Now I've got another drift rig. It's the 3 Racing Sakura DD55, or D5RR, but it's a clone. It's not, but it's mostly fitted out with D5RR upgrades, so it's halfway there. Anywho, and that has the Datsun 620 pickup truck body on it. Oh, come on, no. Drag it in this way. Finally. Oh, had it in there and I pulled it out, damn it. Yeah, I had it in there and pulled it out. Now it's finally. What a pain in the butt. Of course, I'm doing it ass backwards. I should have done all that. What's up, JB? Back into my RDX, or RDS, I should say. RDS. Putting Servo and stuff in. Getting, hopefully, things set up right. All right, that looks good. I'm going to have to redo those. They got to move. So, yeah, just finally got back home, got some stuff done, had a run in, of course. They were calling for like 1 to 3 inches of snow. We ended up getting 5 to 6. So I ended up going in this morning and having to take care of the complex and then bring the snowblower home, took care of my driveway and, you know, a bunch of other crap around here, get the animals fed up, and finally got to come in and sit down and was like, all right. I set this up for 5 o'clock, but I think it was like 5:20 when I started. I was originally going to start for 3, but like, I better get outside and finish up the snow because it ain't gonna be long. I have to feed the ducks and birds anyway. So I did all that shit. Finally time to get in here and start working on this again. So now that I got that there, yeah, I'm thinking I might be able to whoop this puppy all the way in the back. Although a little bit more centered seems to be a little bit better. So maybe right behind this brace here is a good place for it. That's where my wire comes through, so I could do all my bundle wiring right there. Keep everything else nice and snug out of the way. Somewhere in that range. So let me see if I'm going to use this. I found this plastic piece. This is off one of the ESC mounts off one of the off-road rigs I got. I'm wondering if that and this, okay, so I'd probably be able to do a shorty pack, but it ain't long enough to do that. So that's a no-go. However, I do have this piece I might be able to make work. And this would absolutely work. At least that way. Well, no, I guess it actually wouldn't either. So basically, I want to put my battery up here. So let me grab a one of these that I'll probably be using. Something like this, something with a little weighty to it. I suppose I could just mount this way and then strap around it. Two straps around that, a couple bolts and nuts through these to help lock it in place. I can kind of, that way I can shift it forward or backwards as needed. Put a piece of foam on it to cover the nuts so the battery sets nice and tight. I think that might be the way to go for battery placement. Then I can stick any size battery on there and shift it around as needed for some top weight movement. I think that's the smart bet, quite honestly. That might be the easiest way to get my battery in place and not worry about stuff. Now I see other people with bump steer, they're adding the other spacer, but I'm going to wait for now because I don't have shocks on it to figure anything of that out for the most part. I got to get shocks on it. Got to redo the setup before I do that. So I guess I'll take a look and we'll read through this tiny little drift gyro and give you what I mean by tiny. Give you a shot of it up against my thumbnail here. I mean, literally, it's a small little servo or gyro, a tiny little package. I know most of Reefs stuff is manufactured over in China at FRGRC, AFGRC. But AFGRC makes almost everybody's servos. What's different is, why that's done, they're done to spec. You won't find what's in the Reefs servo and any other type of servo, especially when it comes to the software. That's one of the things that he's touting, is that they actually write their own software and stuff like that. Like, just okay, cool. But yeah, right now they are made over in China. Everybody's like, oh, Reefs are just overpriced AFGRCs. Well, to a point, but they're not. The Reefs servos, because if they're AFGRCs, they'd be somebody else's labeled servo without any special stuff to it. So anyways, I do like the Reefs servos. They're quality. They always work for me and never let me down. They are a little pricier side than, well, what you find on Amazon. But if you really wanted to look at servos, you start looking at Futaba and High-Tech, the brand servos that have been around forever. To get something at 900 inch ounces or 340 inch ounces at 0.08 seconds, you're into the $200-300 range for a standard size servo now for a digital servo. So, are they pricey? Over Amazon servos, yes. For a good quality, servo, no, because those are usually $200-300. Some of the Reefs servos are $200-300. I got an 1100, I believe it is. Might be 900s, but I got 1100. Hell, they're $229. So they're not cheap. Good electronics aren't cheap, and cheap electronics aren't good. So, version 3.5 Drift Gyro. 4 grams weight. Function instruction switch. Interesting, they even show it hooking up to a 299 LP, which is about standard for this. So what most people would run in their drift rigs. Well, they actually do have the act setting it up going into the programmer. So you can gain adjust, do a gain adjust off the run them through S bus. Okay. So that takes care of that. Just a matter of placement now, boiler routing a little bit. If I'm not mistaken, this is going to be the on these. I can't imagine. Oh, they are. Okay. Can't imagine, but I should have, I guess, on that one. So the motor I'm sticking in is a McLaren Racing V2 MMR, 9.5 turn. Picked it up for a spare. Brand new, never used. We'll have to do a little soldering, but I don't have the ESC yet. It'll be a week probably before I get that. But for routing purposes, oh yeah, I'll have enough room for wires there. Oh, I can probably do that right there. If I'm careful, I could probably solder that puppy up right into place. Let me see motor setup. Is that hole there? That puts my shift that one from this hole. Sorry. Again, used to turn around. What I'm trying to do is figure out the best mount position for the motor at the moment. It's right there. That's everything way too much. Probably the best spot right there. Puts my timing marks pretty close, a little bit in the shadows. I did put her here. That ain't bad though. Yeah. Get it in a position I can see the damn hole. I keep rotating it in the wrong position. Okay, so if I do that there, get you in here temporarily. Just a little snug, kind of hold you in place. Right. Get you in place. Of course, I'll still have to take this back off. Put it back on. Okay. Get her adjusted just a little bit better. Right on, Jay. Where you at? Where you located? Must be close by. That should be pretty good. I haven't done a lot of drifting. I built, like I said, I built the 2 rigs. Haven't got into it a heck of a lot. I got real busy last year. I just couldn't pass up the deal they had on this thing. I mean, it was stupid cheap for the the kit itself. Of course, I bought all the little upgrade that RedCat offers with it. So there's another what, maybe $80, $100. So basically buying the kit on sale with all the upgrades that I got from RedCat was essentially like buying the kit at normal price, still on sale. So can't complain about that. And the upgrades are what, the front, upper and lower arms, the servo horn, which is a mandatory upgrade, I understand. The open tranny cases as opposed to the enclosed case. Front knuckles. I put Kyosho ball ends on. That's an upgrade. Stock ball ends are fairly stiff, as everybody said, so things get real sticky. So things are real nice and floppy, as they should be. What else I did? Upgrades. Of course, wheels and tires. See, there's a few other things I got. I don't quite remember. It seems like there's a few more items than that. I got pictures though to prove what it was. Yeah, drifting's kind of cool. I've been, a few times I have done it's been at my work parking lot on lunch hour, like Jay was mentioning. Swing by at lunch. But if you are local to me, Jay, yeah, if you're in my local area, hit me up. We can set up a time. I can bring my rigs with me so you can check them out. Of course, they're not really any place to drift right now unless we can get into the mall and get kicked out. But yeah, I haven't done much of it. I'm a noob. I can build the hell out of shit for the most part and go ahead and follow instructions, get them set up. But when it comes to running them, I'm still majorly learning. So I'll wait for those. These are the screws for the rest of the drift wheels to put those all in place, but they're adjustable offset, and I'm not sure if that's where I need them. Okay. I'm sure looks like a lot of caster, but or camber. Yeah, I still gotta take care of that. It's a little too much off it. Take those out. Redo those two front spacers. File them down a little bit more and add one of these red washers. So let me back these out. Try to tweak that. Or is that you, John? Can't be. Well, maybe. Or Jay's one of my local buddy John's. Just take it right off. Take it right off. I ain't got the shocks up on it. Anywho, but this is what holds the pins in place. You and you. Two of these. Won't need them. Nope, not you. Wrong J. Hey, John, how you doing? Speaking of one of the devils, local guys. See, I didn't think that was you, but he said something about stopping by at lunch. I'm like, okay, gotta be somebody I kind of know, but now let's see. Put that in there. Put the first. So it could kind of suck a little bit, so I had on and off a few times. Get it right. That. Right. No, that's not going to be enough. Well, maybe. Go ahead and put the screw in and give her a tights. Dog. Get in there. Helps if I use the actual right driver too, man. Okay, now. Oh, that's a lot better. No side to side now. It's just got that little bit of movement around the hinge pin. Took a little too much off them, so. Grab one of these. Slip you in for now. Whoops. A little bit of filing. Wish I did. I got two of you there. Okay. Let's see where we're at. Hopefully that's good. That's right orientation. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Okay, loosen this up now. Forward a smidge. You dog. Slip too damn easy. Where'd you go? It. Maybe you're it. Like that. Like that. There we go. I think it's going to work out pretty good. Both seem to be good and a little floppy, but not sloppy. Yeah, the other one was getting a little sloppy on it. The other one, if I wanted to match it up, red washers need to get a little bit more sloppy. All right, let's see where we're at here. Yeah. Yeah, now it's only got just a little bit of back and forth because of the slop around the hinge pin. And I can fix that with different hinge pins. Get a slightly different set that's just slightly bigger, little less movement in them. There we go. Now on my back, those are actually pretty decent. I could probably use a little bit. These are moving a smidge, but not too bad. All right, I get pretty much what I want to get done. Still got, like, say, figure out placement. But yeah, not too bad. Now, start trimming up the body. I'm going to have to add some spacer to this to get it back farther. It's close, but it can go use to go back a little bit more. Okay, those wheels are, that actually might not be too bad. They're right on the edge, obviously. A little tight, but it'll work for the moment. You're rocking the Firebird body. It's back by forward a smidge. So yeah, the diffuser's got to come back. Not far, but maybe 3/8, half of an inch. I'll have to, no adjustment on it, just have to add a piece of something in there to stretch it back a little bit. But that's pretty good on where it's setting as far as wheel wells. Hard to see up there, no doubt. You can kind of see the front wheels are right in the wheel well. I mean, this body is like 1 millimeter difference than the stock setting. You can adjust things a little bit, not much. I can make a little shift here and there, but this body should fit really well. Chew over that way a little bit once I get everything trimmed out. Yeah, that should look pretty tits when it's all done. All right, that should knock off that stuff. Didn't see later say which rig he ordered. I'm assuming MST. But yeah, now I gotta get an ESC. Once I got that, I'll be able to get everything else tweaked in and set up, get the motor all set up in the right place. I think I will run the ESC on the back on the tray. Like I say, battery up top, using that piece of carbon fiber up there. I think that'll all work out pretty damn well. And then if I could turn around and get the gyro, I'll mount the ESC back here on this tray. That's what it's for. Could mount the gyro anywhere in here. I could put it right here. Or just behind this unit. It's small enough it would fit right back there, but just barely with the motor there. And so I could go right in front of it, which would work. Keep all those wires nice hidden out of the way. Streamline the servo wire right there to the center. So that would all work pretty decently. But to get it better to the ESC, I don't have a lot of long wire out of this for ESC plug-in. If I do run the ESC in the back here, get that extra swing, extra weight in the back for the swing. Having it there would work because I could take this it can set and mount right up down here. Probably hook up right up underneath the ESC tray. Yep. Might even, yeah, I could set it right on the inside. Although I'd have to watch my diff gears, but it'll tuck right there. So if I tuck that right there, that one's an easy run. Let's see where I can run this through. All right, that's a little too much. So I have to run her through the other way. Pop this wire out. Yeah, so that'll get through there. And go right in. Sweet. Make that work. And be out of my arm way. Essentially. If I bring you through here, can I get through there? Maybe not. Not that way. All right, let me rethink that routing. So I'll pull you back out of here. If I route this way, I can use a zip strip right there. And then you can come down and tuck up right underneath through there. And then like that. So right there. So yeah, I think that really, actually. As long as I keep that wire tucked out so it's not into that damn gearing. Yeah, I can do that. That'll work great. zip strip there, double-sided tape there. Actually, I probably wouldn't even have to do that. If I'm going to use a simple little zip strip, I can just pass it right through that big old gap. I just got to make sure I keep it out of the gear. See, I have to bring that back a little bit, get her in a better place with the diffuser. Once I do that, that'll create a little bit more clearance there. Zip strip that there. You go down here. Now, see, you out for a minute. Oh, come on now. Quit being stupid. Getting caught in the slot there. All right. Keeps that out of the way. Gives me enough room to... I might even be able to pass that through that spot. I wonder. Because I can get this load. That holds it out of the way, and I don't even have to do nothing. No zip strips or anything. But I don't know if it's going to make it through there. It might. I doubt it. I doubt it. But here's hoping. I don't think it's gonna make it there. Trying to pass this little white mini connector end to this little small spot in this tower, and I don't think I'm gonna be able to get it in there. Not quite. Oh well. Potentially. An instigator here. It's almost going in there. Just got to get it in the right spot. I don't know if I'm going to be able to. I think it's going to be quite long enough to make it in there. Man, if they milled that out another millimeter, that would pass right through. Okay. However, still going through here is around a little better than right through that spot. At least I believe it will be. Of course, I have to get this thing all set first. Positioned a little better. That'll work for now. The actual receiver. So with the ESC there, probably run the receiver much up in that area possibly. Of course, if I use the little small one because I really don't need anything big because I've got the onboard gyro, so I don't need anything with a big gyro. I can use my little use a mini 4 receiver and have plenty. Or we need 2 channels for steering and ESC, one for the adjustable, and then I still have one for lights. Done right, that one can be set up as a AB switch or an ABC switch where I could have lights off, lights on, or lights on with smoke. So if I did that and ran this way, then I could put the receiver up here. Ain't much though. But that little mini 4 would tuck right on this little spot there, so that would be perfect. That would actually work out well. I think that's how I'll do it. As I say, make sure these wires are just stripped up out the way so they're not interfering with anything. Yeah, I think that'll work out Jim dandy. You want to do that still, even though I did all that other crap, it really didn't make a difference. You put a couple 4mm pieces in there. All right. I think that kind of covers it for the moment. I'll run these back in here. Gets those pieces of the stuff installed for the moment, as I said. Gets me in better position than I was yesterday, so when I get that ESC, it'll have a home. All right, so this stuff can now go back. You can stay there. Let me just get one bag out for that. So let me see. blocks. I might need those. That can stay in the box there. And stuff I didn't use. Spare spacer pieces I don't need. I think this bumper is going to work better on that Firebird, especially if I trim it out. So I may end up with that one on there. This thing more. That extra spot. These are here for the moment. I don't need those. Stickers can go in the sticker pile at the moment. Okay, shock stuff. Yeah, I'll do setup later. That's tedious, boring shit. As if this ain't tedious and boring enough. Same thing with shocks. I'll do those off screen. Everybody set up shocks, and then if I have any things that I find building them, I'll make video on that. Actually, these actually work pretty good as far as clamping things in place. If I can get them where they need to be. That'll probably work. Gonna take a little bit of tweaking to get it in place though. Longer one would be better. Lock this wire down somewhat. Make sure it'll stay out of the way. Easier than having it slide around anyways right now. pick up on your end. Pain in my ass. That'll work out just dandy. Dandy, dandy. Doesn't need to sit flat. So if I can sit like that. Okay, tucks that in good. Puts them in at least a usable position for the most part. So I can put that receiver and just kind of tack it right up here. Of course, I could do that a different way and maybe make it a little bit better. But anyways, not a big issue at the moment. I still got to do a little plucking and tucking on the side. Get this extra wire up out of the way and coiled. There I go. Let's just do that with it. That's a little too high. Down that lower one. Just loop it and stuff it for now. Try to. Doesn't seem to want to. There we go. Doesn't seem to want to very well. But yeah, that'll work. Good enough for what it's for the moment. I'm not doing any comp shows or anything with it. All right. That'll leave the shock build, which again should be pretty simple and easy. I've already been going probably an hour and 1 hour and a half, 97 minutes. Yeah. Yep, over an hour and a half, and I need to get some food again because lunch didn't last that long. So anyway, thanks for hanging out, chilling, BSing a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and shut this thing down and find some food. Get myself something to eat now that all the food animals are fed. Because I got to eat myself. Everybody have a good one, and check out the next video. Hit that like, subscribe button, and share if you would, because that, well, helps us all. And if you sub to me, I'll try to sub back to you so we can grow everybody's channel and maybe get everybody a couple pennies. All right, folks, have a good one. We'll talk at you later. Ciao, man.